saw this on Facebook, I just thought it was kind of funny. It was like overwhelming D responses, though I think C would have been a very close second for me.
A would be a big one for me.
That's awesome. That's what drive you crazy. Yeah.
Well, at the middle school level, yeah.
Okay.
It's just, and no matter how many pencils you have ready, at the end of the day, you have no pencils.
No pencils, right? Yes.
I would give A's for just bringing pencils.
So kind of a funny story. I remember I was probably second, third year teacher. So fresh out of college, I was all hip with all the new, lingo, jargon. I was ready to go. I knew I had to take over the world, man. I was ready. And one of the things I started doing, this is going to date me a little bit, but I started using computers to do my grading, right? I literally had Excel spreadsheets. Now at the time, almost everybody was still doing it by paper, okay? Do you read it by paper still? I'm just curious. Yes. Nothing wrong with that.
I know it's wasted time, but I like the hard copy
I don't care.
in case something goes wrong with the computer. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's all good. It's a very
They're
good.
like, my principal was like, you're wasting too much time doing June. I'm like, but what happens to electronic copy?
Yeah, but you still didn't have to delve into electronic, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And back then we didn't have any. Well, there was no electronic.
Yeah.
There was nothing. So anyway, I was like, man, I had this most complicated set of grades. I mean, literally every single concept, I did some kind of standard deviation to throw out outliers, and then I used power law so I could predict exactly where everyone was going to go. I mean, literally this grade book was it was a piece of numeracy gold, man. I love this thing. I spent hours every day getting this exactly right, do everything. I could practically predict the future of every student's performance before they even did it. It was so good. Right, I love this thing. What I realized is at some point, I was the only one looking at this thing and appreciating it. My students never saw it. Parents never saw it. It didn't go anywhere. Just literally, it was just only I saw it. I was like, well, that's kind of weird. I was spending hours a day on something I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to my teacher next door, Ms. Ramirez. She was an amazing algebra teacher. Classes were super exciting, super engaging. And so I started talking to her about it, and we were getting prepped for parent-teacher conferences. And she was kind of mentoring me at the time. And you always get into that conference of there's that parent that's, well, is there anything they can do to get an A? Is that, that kind of thing? And so I was having this conversation. I'm like, well, no, because the student right now has an 89.42%. Sorry, the numbers are spoken, right? That's we're having this conversation. And she just kind of smiled and kind of talked. And I said, well, what do you do? She's like, well, I have students, I have their tests, I have them take a portfolio of their work, and then at the end of the quarter, I have them write a reflection based on what they think grade they earned, and we have this conversation about it. I was like, oh, all right. You don't is that okay? You feel okay about that? Anyway, it struck me. And I'm not saying you should go extreme to that regard, but I realized what I think was important out of that was grading, when we're talking about grades, shouldn't be about the number. It should be about the learning. And I think she had it more right than I did at that time, for sure. Right? She was having conversations about student learning. Show me what you learned. What did you do? I was having conversations about, well, you had a 89.42% on this last quiz, so, sorry. Right? It's the number. And we kind of teach kids this. So as we kind of wanted to wrap up here, we wanted to talk about SBA grading real quick. I think this is an interesting statement. I don't know if you've ever read this statement, but this is on our Smart Balance test. Notice what they claim. They say achievement level should only serve as a starting point for discussion about performance of students or groups of students. There are other measures that teachers and parents should use to evaluate the academic process of students, including scores, growth models, portfolios, and student work. They go on to even say that basically it's fallible, right? It's not perfect. Which is interesting. I couldn't find anywhere they said it was fallible for using for teacher evaluations. I didn't see that. So apparently it's totally fine for teacher evaluations, but for students, might not be perfect. So, yeah. Interesting. Okay. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with that. So I guess to say I'll make a stand then on SBA. And regardless of where you go, there are whole awards that say it needs to be a 3-point scale, a 5-point scale, no 0, add a 0, whatever. Quick primer. basically it's, you have some kind of standard and you have a scale going up and down, right? The point being is that we're trying to give a grade based on how a student is proficient. I know some of the areas, and when I talked to Sherwood, it was basically SBA grading, they call it proficiency-based grading. It's essentially the same thing. SBA is a standards-based assessment. That seems to be kind of the national norm now, and it does seem to be settling around a 4-point scale. But cool news, I love the bicycle, and my son, 4 years old, learned how to actually ride the pedals this summer. He's now solid 3. It's kind of So I really think as we're thinking about all of this, when we're thinking about technology, get more and more data. I think that it's important to make sure the data is accurate, but I think it's more important to make sure that our data is, we use that data to communicate learning, to adjust our learning, making our lesson plan decisions. That's the point, right? Because as we get more technology integrated in our classrooms, we get more and more data points. It's what we're doing with those data points that matters, not the data points themselves. Sakana was interesting. Could we, is it possible to just return papers without the grade with just a comment? I wonder if that would work.
I do it.
Yeah, I think that would help.
I think so too. But there are ways to collect data, and the data doesn't have to always be a number.
And then at least they read the comment and then say, well, what grade did I get? You know, at least then it'll force them to read the comment.
Right.
Then I told them, your grade will be in the grade book, and then they go online.
Oh, okay, that's practice.
What grade do you think you were done for this? Do you think you're proficient? Does this show proficiency? What do you think? Right? I think the point is, regardless of where you stand on SBA, and I know a lot of students are kind of moving in that direction, I think that we need to keep in mind that good teaching doesn't come from how good of grade collectors we are, right? Being a good grade collector doesn't make you a good teacher. What you do with that grade collection is what makes you a good teacher. And I think that's true for like everything as we get into this. So I'll kind of finish with this. Whatever you're doing, please do not spend too much time as a grade collector. This is an obvious area. Please try to leverage technology where you can. This is an obvious time sink for us. We've got to get smarter about how we're using technology to do some of this collection for us. But do make sure that as you're spending your time in your grading, that the grades do align to the standards, and make sure that it's engaging and fun. Do spend time discussing with the data teams. That's important, right? What does it mean? That's what's more important. That's why I love the fact that you're actually passing back work without a grade on it. Just give them a comment. I think that's great. I think this is maybe even just admit to yourself that no matter what we're doing, it's practice, and that we're fallible, including our tests. Not perfect. Never going to be a perfect measure. I don't care how many people you have working on. It's not going to be perfect. And I think the last one, I think that's real important as we get through this, is spend time looking at the data to make lesson plan decisions. That's the point. So as you're trying to figure out how to use technology in your classroom, as you're trying to find ways to integrate and do things, you're going to get more and more access to data. Make sure you're spending your time doing something with that data. Allow yourself to be flexible to do it. I think that's important. So I know I titled this the Classroom of the Future. I guess what I want to try to say is, you guys already are the classroom of the future. You are the future. In the future, we will still have great teachers that are teaching children in classrooms every day than the hard work that you guys are already doing. As we integrate technology, all that's going to be doing is helping you do your jobs even better, making your jobs a little bit easier, making it easier to collect some of this grade data maybe. But it's not going to replace good teaching. Good teaching in the classroom of the future will still be good teaching as it is today.